Welcome to the Virtual Strategic Solutions Virtual Reality Simulation System. Accessing Legacy Dataset. Files loaded. Simulation ready. The Boston Police Rationing Site is a location in the Commonwealth in 2287. It was used by the Boston Police Department to distribute supplies to civilians, but came under investigation by the United States Army for ration shortages. The supplies were delivered by NH&M via a rail line, which connects to the NH&M freight depot a short distance to the east. A pair of community basketball courts and a railway unloading depot were combined by the pre-war Boston Police Department to set up a rationing station that would provide the destitute with food and other necessary goods. With such an ample supply of goods, many of which were in short supply on the market, theft and abuse was a natural concern. The United States Army Reserve was therefore responsible for providing security and the loading and unloading of the goods from the train, the last shipment of which was on October 17th, while the 3rd Precinct of the BPD was in charge of the actual distribution, checking receiving ledgers and distributing rations to civilians. The shifts were scheduled jointly by Detective Francis Perry and Sergeant John Reese. This concerted effort, however, was not enough to stem the tide of corruption and incompetence. Complaints about shortages and missing items were dismissed by Sergeant S. Randall, BPD, as just some civvies trying to weasel a bit more out of the system and to continue to keep the lines in order. However, the officers couldn't or wouldn't do so, as there were several news stories about pickpockets stealing medical supplies from old ladies right under their noses. Meanwhile, those on duty were trying to cozy up to the soldiers on guard. This was strictly forbidden by the senior staff, who informed their troops that there was an ongoing investigation into the ration shortages in the unit. Although it was believed to be only a corrupt police issue, this was not the case. The missing supplies were the result of collusion between Detective Francis Perry and Sergeant John Rice, who were hiding them within the utility tunnels between the warehouse and the Massachusetts Turnpike Tunnel. They were, in reality, old friends and had no compunction about stealing the supplies for resale on the black market. The supplies were being sold by Perry's cousin Jack. However, he was having a hard time trying to sell the goods, and Reese was having none of it, especially as Perry's partner, Detective McDonnell, was catching on to their scheme. Reese was so concerned that he ordered his men to arrest McDonnell if the detective even came near the property. In reality, Perry was planning to pin the whole scheme on Rise and skip town after his cousin Jack moved the goods to a safer location. However, Jack dragged his feet, and less than half was moved. This prompted Perry to record a message to Jack for him to hurry up and to remind him of their plan, including their alibi, to leave for a week or so and say that their grandmother was having health problems in New York. The plan to have Jack come by and gather the rest of the goods on the night of October 23rd was interrupted by the sergeant overhearing Perry's recording of the coming betrayal. The two would kill each other, and their skeletons would lie in the tunnels undisturbed for over 200 years. Simulation completed. Please exit the pod or have a technician select another file.